So this is just a little video to kind of familiarize you with the dashboard page, and also I'm going to show you around some useful places on the home page on our course website. So when you get into Canvas, you'll notice you have all of your little course tiles. And the tiles, it's basically a square for each class you have. When I looked at my tiles for the first time, these are all the classes that I teach. They were all mixed up. So the way you can put these in order so that maybe your schedule will make more sense to you is you can click and hold on one of the tiles and then just move it around where you want to. And again, all I did was I just clicked and held on one of the tiles and just drug it around to the place where I wanted to. And that way I was able to put all of my tiles in order. Also, some of you probably noticed that when you looked at your course tiles, they have this sort of, I don't know, this sort of color overlay over it. And that may be something that you don't want. So the way you get rid of this sort of cover overlay, I'll go back for a second, is you go up to these three dots. It says dashboard over here. You go up to these three dots and it says cover overlay. If you uncheck that, all of that color will go away. These three dots in each course tile, you can click on those and you can choose a different color for the font that's on your tile. You can also type in a different name for your class. If you want to call it second hour or second period or math or whatever your class is, second hour, you can actually do that. So that's just a couple of things that I learned last week just about these course tiles on the dashboard. Now let's get into our home page for social studies. So I'm going to click on one of my social studies classes because all of our home pages are basically set up the same way. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in student view so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like from your screen. So when you go into our home page, it looks like this. It just says social studies, and usually our class, my name, and whatever hour you're in comes up on that page. And then you'll see that I have my name, I have my email address. I also have it here, and it shows you my office hours on different days of the week. We're doing C days this week, so my office hours are actually 2:05 to 4 o'clock. Now, here's some of the useful things that I have on this home screen. These are all buttons that I've created to kind of take you directly to links that I think you will need. So like, for example, if you click on Zoom, it will take you, as most of you figured out, directly to our Zoom meeting class link. This button, syllabus, this should take you directly to our class syllabus. I made some Google Slides. It's actually 2 pages long, so if you want to look at it later, you can just click through it. I'll probably go over the syllabus in much more detail later on. So going back to the home page, the next thing you can click on that's very useful are modules. Modules just mean the units and the activities, the things that we're doing in class. So if I click on that, it will take me directly to this page. Now, the first thing I have on this modules page is a whole bunch of Canvas information, Canvas guides for students and family. It has the tech help number. As you can see, it's the Canvas guide for students. There's a video. directions on how to submit an assignment in Canvas, how to access Zoom on a Chromebook. And there's even stuff in here for your families if the adults at home are wondering how Canvas works too. So I'm leaving that on our module page pretty much all year long. And there are times when I even go back and look at it too because I'm learning. So this is our first unit that we're going to be starting. And week one is just this introductory week, and I always try to label our activities with dates. So, for example, if you were not with us yesterday, you can click on this for what we did yesterday, August 26th, and it will take you to the short tutorial video that I showed everyone. So that's a pretty handy thing to have, especially if you're going back and you're reviewing material. And I'm going to leave that tutorial video on there for a long time. So going back down to the buttons at the bottom of the screen, our textbook is electronic, and the way that you can get to the textbook, the online textbook, is just by clicking the textbook tile. And this takes you to a website that has PDF files of every module, every chapter in our book. This is a pretty big file, so it may take a while to load. So you just click on any of the PDF files and it takes you straight to some of the pages that we use. We don't always use the textbook every day, but I like that we do have an electronic copy because I think it'll make things a lot easier for you and you won't have to keep up with a hard copy of a textbook. All right, let's go back. The other things that I wanted to show you, each day I will post a recording from our class. I record all of our Zoom meetings, and a lot of times I will make videos to play during the class. So if you are ever absent, you can just go to this little button called Recordings and click it. And it takes you to a page that says daily recordings. And it says listed below are all daily recordings of each class. Click on a date to access a recording link in case you're absent, or maybe you just want to review what we did that day. So right now, the only recording I have is for yesterday, which was August 26th. And so if you click on that, it should take you back to the page that has the video tutorial that I showed everyone in class yesterday. So we can actually get back to the home page by doing this. And then going back, my last button is Canvas Help, and that's just a shortened version of what I just showed you. I put what I thought were the most useful Canvas guides on here, along with this 381-4410 number in case you need Canvas help. But if you click on one of these PDF files, it gives you a pretty nice visual step-by-step guide on how to get into Canvas, where do you start, how do you submit an assignment. This is probably the most useful document as far as what you could look at to learn how to do the daily things you need to do in Canvas for our class. And so that's all right here on our page, linked to those buttons at the bottom of my screen. Once I start making assignments, You will see those in the assignments. But right now, I haven't assigned any work, so there isn't anything there. We won't get our first assignment, our first graded assignment, until next week. I'm going to give you an activity to work on tomorrow, but it's not necessarily for a grade, but it could show up in this assignment page. And one of the things about assignments that you need to know about is when your teachers make an assignment in Canvas and put a due date on it, you can go to your calendar on the navigation bar, and it will show you all of the things that you have due on different dates, not just for my class, but for maybe other classes as well. So this calendar can be pretty handy because it can show you when you have tests coming up in classes, when projects are due, when assignments are due. And I just like that it's a whole month view so you can see like your entire month. So let's go back to our page. So that maybe the only thing I would like for you to do between now and tomorrow is just click around on the site and just get familiar with some of the things I have on here. I tried to make this as easy as possible so that the things that you need, you could see them pretty clearly and access them when you needed them.